Today, you're gonna learn the difference between jumping a mountain bike and a dirt bike. Hey, this is Tyler with the MX Factory. We're doing something different today. We've got a little demand and a lot of want to show you guys differences between jumping a dirt bike and jumping a mountain bike. We just want to take a quick minute to say thank you to our current patrons for supporting the channel. It's getting us to a point where we can buy new equipment, we can get to new places and see new faces. Thank you so much. Make sure to subscribe, but if you really like this video, don't forget to click the like button and leave a comment below letting us know what you'd like to see for mountain bike versus dirt bike or anything like that. We're excited to make these videos for you. First things first, we'll take it from the beginning. When you're approaching the jump, both on a mountain bike and a dirt bike, you need the ample amount of speed to get to the landing according to however long that jump is. The biggest difference is you can't gain it last minute on a mountain bike like you can on a dirt bike. So you have to have something, either that's pedaling or you have to have a run in to get you the speed that you need to clear the jump. It's up to you to have the experience and jumped enough jumps to know what that is and if you have enough speed or you're going too fast. A similarity from both mountain bike to dirt bike is that you need to be in the right gear before you get to the jump, right? You don't want to be shifting, hitting your buttons on your mountain bike, hoping that the chain catches at the right time. And the same thing on the dirt bike. You have a little more risk to hit a false neutral and to have a mistake going off the face of the jump if you're trying to maneuver your feet around before you get there. Moving from your approach into the actual face of the jump, this is where the magic happens. This is where you really got to know what you're doing in order to go safe into the air and onto the landing. So on a mountain bike, you've got to put input into your suspension a lot like you do on a dirt bike when you're first beginning to know how to jump. The safest way on a dirt bike is to kind of put some weight into your foot pegs, drive throttle through the face. It's the same thing on a mountain bike, but you don't have throttle. When you don't have throttle, you need to pull up a little bit. It's almost like you're doing a bunny hop. You're pulling the handlebars to your hips and then rowing the bike level in the air and then getting loose and getting ready for your landing. The biggest difference is you don't have throttle. The biggest similarity is you're putting input into the suspension, meaning you're driving your feet into the foot pegs or pedals to get the right amount of loft and the right control in the air on both bikes. Moving from the jump face, now we're in the air. We've got to figure out how to control both bikes in the air. There's one similarity that really resonates and helps me stay safe in the air on a mountain bike. On a dirt bike, I feel pretty good, but you've got to loosen up in the air. You can't get in the air and get real tense because there's not a lot of weight underneath you. In fact, you're a lot heavier than the bike is, so if you get tense, whatever way you get tense, even if that's an inch to the right, the bike starts to fade like this, and then you land real sideways because there's no panic rev or anything to bring it back. So you want to be loose, you do your pull, you get the bike level, you loosen up, maybe even move the bars left to right, kind of get a feel for the bike, and then land with nice firm legs. One thing that you think about when you're pulling and rowing off the face of that jump, you're pulling the bike to you, right? Your upper body's kind of coming over the front of the bike. You want to be neutral and balanced in the air, so you've got to get that bike back underneath you. So you're rowing the bike, and then you're almost scooping with your feet and getting the bike back underneath you in the air, and then loosening up for your landing. I wear clip pedals, so you can kind of cheat, so to speak, and just kind of pull up with the pedals. We know the pedals are called clipless, but it seems weird because we're clipped in. If you're in flat pedals, which a lot of people start with, you've got to kind of tilt your feet forward and then scoop the bike under, like you're kind of doing a hamstring curl, and then get it back level, and then you can get loose and light for the landing. That's a big difference. You're not really doing that on a dirt bike. If you need to adjust the front end, you just pull the clutch and hit the back brake. The biggest difference is that if you do get in trouble, you don't have throttle to correct yourself. If you start to endo the bicycle, it's pretty much game over. There's not much you can do other than know that it's going too far and you might as well bail off the bike, because one thing that's nice is you don't have to worry about the bike killing you because it's much lighter if it hits you when you land. I personally don't bail off dirt bikes, but I would on this if I wasn't clipped into the pedals. The other thing is if you get real high wheel, you don't have the back brake to get you down. Now you can hit the back brake and it will affect it a little bit, but it won't save you from being, you know, Ronnie Mac style. You definitely want to practice on smaller jumps to get the bike to loft correctly and get the arc to be nice and land down the landing smoothly. So we've made it through the face of the jump, the approach. We've got our control in the air. Now we've got to land these bikes. There's not a whole lot of difference in the landing other than you don't have throttle to drive through the landing. So it's a little more exaggerated, meaning when you hit the ground, it feels a little more aggressive than it does on a dirt bike. One, because you don't have as much suspension. Two, because you don't have power to drive you forward. So it's a little more important to be precise with your landing, know how far you're going. There's not as much leeway. You can't get away with as much. You can overjump a dirt bike jump by 20 feet and be okay, or case it by 10 and be okay. It's a little more aggressive on a mountain bike, so make sure that you're taking your time to get the distances correct and working on all the things that we just explained to make it as smooth as possible. Hope you guys love that. Hope you're a little safer on both bikes. If you enjoyed the video, we've got more over here. You can also subscribe over here. We've got Instagram and Patreon down here. Thank you guys, we'll see you soon.
Like a fast house, like a fast house original. Oh.
Yikes.